Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love, American made.
Listen up, Autothoughts and Decepticlowns. You are listening to Prime Cuts, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Nero.
I'm your other host, Audrey.
And this week we are continuing Transformers Animated with the reappearance of an old fan favorite and hopefully some new fan favorites. I quite like Lugnut and Blitzwing anyway.
I will say, as much as I love all the characters in these episodes, the episodes themselves were kind of nothing to me.
I like the second one a lot. But
The
that's
second
also
one was
'cause-
good, but like Sound and Fury was nothing.
No, it's another Teen Titans episode, right?
Yeah.
Like, the only
And I
difference
really
is that it's an actual Decepticon instead of some dude.
Right, and I really like TFA Soundwave, but it was just like, this is nothing.
Yeah. So let's get started here with Sound and Fury. So I mean, this opening it really paints a picture of what it's like to live in Detroit in 2163 or whenever this set is in.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it really paints the scene of what it's like to live like as Tara Strong.
That too. This episode very much paints a picture of that.
Tara Strong versus Tara Strong, fight!
Yep, and there's a lot of Tara Strong in this episode, as I pointed out in the Discord earlier.
All the alt colors you can imagine in Smash.
So Bulkhead and Sari are out shopping for Sari's birthday, which is coming up, and they are attacked by a villain named Professor Princess, who's basically a Powerpuff Girls villain. Like, you can just slot her right in there.
You know what she is? She's the fucking actress villain from the Batman animated series.
Oh, right.
The child actress, whose
Yeah.
name I can't remember.
Babyface?
No, I don't think it was Babyface, but it was something like that.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no, she's
That's
like...
that's who this is.
She's like, I'll save you from all those mean, violent toys. And then she blows up a toy store. And Bulkhead.
And Bulkhead.
I mean, like, it's just, there's so many freaks in this city.
To be fair, I mean, this is... listen, again, remember the Hasbro model to sell toys, and if anything brings home the idea that Bulkhead is a mean, angry toy, this is a character calling him a mean, angry toy.
That's true. So, yeah, they defeat her. Sari uses her key to enhance a speaker system, and Bulkhead explodes her, like, robotic unicorn, so that we can have a little bit of a Godfather reference very briefly.
Just like Adult Swim circa... When was Robot Unicorn Attack? What was it, 2009?
Oh, Lord, yeah, that sounds right. I played a bit of that when I was in high school.
I feel like that was, like, my cusp between, like, high school and college.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just the cold open. Professor Princess has nothing else to do with the episode. Just another freak terrorizing the streets of Neo Detroit, I guess.
What does have everything to do with the rest of the episode is it being Sari's birthday. That's what you're supposed to take away from the scene. It is Sari's birthday.
Everyone knows it's Sari's birthday, including Megatron. I love when we cut to Megatron. He's got the schematics for Soundwave pulled up, and as soon as Sumdac walks in, he like tabs out like he was looking at something naughty.
Yeah, this is like... I love this scene because they're discussing Sari, and Sumdac's like, I don't know what to do about her. And literally Megatron's like, I could fix her, and Sumdac's like, I could make her worse.
Yeah, I love it. So I think I finally figured out what I love about animated Megatron's disposition. He talks like Agent 47. Like in this scene where he's like, yes, your daughter will find it very amusing, perhaps more amusing than she can handle. That's the shit he says when you like hand someone a poisoned muffin. He goes, "It's to die for, sir."
Achievement unlocked, laughed yourself to death.
Yeah, so yeah, Megatron, Subdeck's like, oh geez, her birthday's coming up and I don't know what to do, and Megatron goes, first of all, the completely normal sentence that Subdeck seems fine with her, he just goes, oh, I've been watching her for a while. And Subdeck doesn't seem to have any concerns about that. I guess he thinks Megatron's a good guy, but still, that's weird. It's like, listen.
Yeah, listen, to be fair to Subdeck, what the fuck else is Megatron going to be doing?
True. He's like, I've noticed that your daughter enjoys that pattern, those weird patterns of noises and sounds you call music, and I've got just the gift for her. Also, really love how when he brings up the Soundwave schematics, it accidentally shows the fully evolved Soundwave briefly.
Yeah, so what we get with Soundwave in this episode is one of those, like, again, 2009 era ads, back before it was the girl covered in mud that you're trying to make over.
I hate those so much.
Back in the day when before it was Choose Your Story and it's the girl covered in mud and you have to give her a makeover. The ads that you always got were evolve your fighter, and it was just like knockoff Digimon.
Yeah.
That is literally what we get here with Soundwave.
Yes, exactly.
In this episode.
I love that once again Subdeck doesn't ask, hey, what was that? That didn't look like a toy. That looked like a robot.
He just has big boom boxes. What are you talking about? He looks like a really cool toy, actually. Buy our toys, kids.
I have animated Soundwave. He is a cool toy. He comes with an electric guitar, Laserbeak, who doesn't show up for a while. Laserbeak does show up eventually, just not in this episode. So this is when we cut to Sari's birthday party. So number one, I love the concept that all of these kids are only here because their parents work for Subdeck, and if they didn't send their kids to this birthday party, he would fire them.
Yeah, I'm also, like, obsessed with the idea, and I know this is, like, different. So, by the way, like, the whole schematics for Soundwave is, again, just another attempt for Megatron to get a body. He's like, please build me something, for the love of Christ. And I know, like, this isn't their relationship in this universe, obviously, but I do love the idea of Megatron being like, invent my bestie, do it now.
Yeah. So
anyway, yeah, all the kids are here, and they have this conversation at first because they've clearly known Sari for a while because their parents have obviously worked at Subdeck for a while, and they have like a conversation at first where it's like, oh god, she's so weird, and one of them's like, well, who knows, it's like, it's been a while, maybe she's not like that weird anymore. And it just cuts over to Sari, who takes a sip of the drink and then spits it out right back into the punch bowl.
And they all go to leave.
And they go, no, they all go, oh, she's way worse.
Time to go. And they turn around. By the way, every single one of these fucking children, you guessed it, Terra Strong. All of them. Every single one.
What do you think Terra Strong's final ultimate would be?
The eradication of vaccines.
Is she an anti-vaxxer?
Oh, yes, she is.
Shit.
Yeah, no, she has some ideas about things.
Why can't voice actors be normal?
I
Please, I'm begging you.
Sometimes when you just get to a certain level of fame, your brain just kind of collapses, I think. It just melts.
I feel like the level of fame that voice actors are out is not that level, though.
But that's the thing, right? Terra Strong is like one of the 3 voice actors that everybody knows. It's like, oh, that's Timmy Turner. Like
again though, like, I don't think if you can't be recognized on the street by the average person that you should have brain melting ego, but maybe that's just me.
Sometimes it just happens. Regardless, they're all Terra Strong. All of them. And they're like, each kid has each of her different kid voices is represented here. One of these kids sounds like Timmy Turner. One of these kids sounds like Ben 10. One of these kids sounds like the nasally kid voice she uses sometimes, and they're Sari. So it's all here. So
she was the original Ben 10?
Yes, she was Ben 10 in the original show.
Okay, because I know when he gets to like the when he grows up a year, I guess it switches over to Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, I don't know when the switch is. I'm pretty sure she was in the original, and then it's oh yeah, Benton Alien Force is probably Yuri Lowenthal when he's like,
because I knew Yuri Lowenthal voiced him at some point, but I guess not the original. Okay.
So the Autobots arrive right before the kids can leave, and all the kids go, "Wow, cool Autobots!
Wow, cool robot!
Say the line, Prime."
Hey, not that show.
So you have Bulkhead really wants to get in on the festivities. He really wants to have some fun, but he's big, and so things quickly get out of hand. Which, but by the way, none of the Autobots try to stop. None of the Autobots sort of like go, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't swing at the piñata." They just go, "Well, here we go again."
He's earned it.
He earned it. And eventually all the other Autobots, including Ratchet, who just seemed disgusted by the idea of letting some snot-nosed brat ride around in his cockpit, like, they all go to give these kids joyrides, leaving only Sorry, Sumdac, and Bulkhead alone at the party. And both Sorry and Bulkhead go like, "Damn, I just got ditched."
Yeah. Bulkhead's the first one who's like, "I don't think those kids like me." And Sorry's like, "Yeah, well, I don't think they like me either."
Now I have to say something. I have to be real with Bulkhead right here. He's in the room with us right now. He's in the studio. I have to look you in the eye, Bulkhead, and I have to tell you this.
And is this Bulkhead in the studio with us?
His present sucks ass. I'm sorry, but like, it sucks. It's a shitty little toy xylophone. It's no good. Try again.
Now, to be fair to Bulkhead, it is clear from the way that Megatron talks about it that the concept of music does not exist in Cybertron in this universe in the way that it does on Earth, at least.
Right.
Because Megatron's like, "Ah, yes, those beep boops you do. She enjoys them."
So he just Googled musical instrument.
Yeah, or musical instrument for 10-year-old girl.
Except this is clearly for a 5-year-old. He missed the mark by a few
or whatever,
years.
for Earth kid.
Yes.
Again, they don't know ages. What the difference between 5 years for them is nothing. It means nothing. So, to be fair to him,
unfortunately,
he doesn't know how shitty a toy it is, probably.
Unfortunately for Bulkhead, Sumdac got, Sorry, a Fortnite dancing robot. So,
Megatron got Sorry,
yes.
a Fortnite dancing robot.
He can floss. He can do orange justice. I even programmed in a Gangnam Style for the retro kids. So yes, it's Soundwave. He's hooting and hollering and playing music, and Sorry loves it. She's a big fan.
Yeah. It should. His music is indescribable, by the way.
It transcends genre.
It really does. I feel like the sounds that Soundwave produces, and it is music, but barely.
Yeah.
It is. I feel like it is 1 decibel away from a wavelength that will shatter bone.
Yes.
Somehow that will somehow undo your bowels.
Yeah, he can play the brown note.
Right, exactly. I really maybe you just have to play a few seconds of it.
Yeah, I'll drop it in here.
Yeah, because it's really, I can't describe it. It is one of those things, it is something that I didn't realize was coming from Soundwave for 3 seconds. I thought it was background noise the first time I heard it.
Yeah, it's all diegetic. Do you think Megatron wrote all that himself? That's what he thinks music is? Or did some who created the sounds? Is Soundwave playing an existing song? Is he algorithmically making music.
Jazz on music, Skybite on vocals, on lyrics.
So Sorry loves this fucking thing.
Just ignoring that one.
I can't even untangle that. Sorry
That's
loves
why there are no lyrics.
Sorry loves this thing a lot. And I love this. So I love this. This is how you know Megatron is smart, because he's been watching Star, and immediately he knows this kid will use that key on fucking anything.
Yes.
I'm gonna build it into my plan.
Okay, so over the course of this episode and the next episode, there's a lot of people going no heart emoji.
Yes.
A lot of people going no heart emoji, to the extent that I messaged Nero about it before we started recording while I was watching these episodes. This is the first one where Bulkhead is like watching Sari use this key, and he goes, "Sorry, didn't you learn anything for the last episode?" And she looks at him and goes, "No heart emoji."
And he literally lists all of the things that happened as a result of her key.
Yeah, all the bad things that have happened. And she's like, correlation is not causation.
But she goes, okay, fine, I won't use the key on Soundwave. And Megatron immediately goes, I gotta get rid of this fucking guy. He's making too much sense. I gotta make her worse.
He's harshing my vibe.
So we got this here. So we got back to base, and Bulkhead is very sadly playing the xylophone alone in a corner. And Optimus just goes, "Oh, big guy, don't worry. She'll come back around."
And Bulkhead's like, "But what if she doesn't?"
But what if not? And then we cut to Soundwave attempting to kill Sari.
Well, no. I don't necessarily think that's what was happening here. So they're in Sari's bedroom, and Sari's asleep, and the key is just out on her chest. So I think Soundwave was just trying to make a grab for the key.
Okay. Because I just saw the red optics and like reaching for the head, and I was like, oh my god.
I think that's what it is, because they made a very specific point of making the key very visible.
Yeah. But Sari wakes up and goes, "Oh, hey, Soundwave, why are you over here?
How'd you get over here?" Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're over here, I might as well use the key on you, just a little bit, just a taste.
Well, isn't it instead that she's like, "Well, while you're here, we might as well dance or whatever"?
Oh yeah, and he shuts down, and she goes,
and Megatron's like, "Yes. No," and shuts it down. And she's like, "Come on, why won't you start up?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll try turning it off and on again." Turns the key in the ignition, and Soundwave's like, "Yes, yes." And Megatron's like, "Yes, yes."
And so she goes, "Man, I gotta call Bulkhead and tell him about this." And so she calls him, and immediately Megatron's like, "Soundwave, hack that phone line. I want to hear that conversation." And
so, yeah, Megatron's like, "Soundwave, modulate your voice to pretend to be Bulkhead." Meanwhile, like, Bulkhead is on the line, to be very clear about this.
Yeah.
And what we get from Soundwave is a very natural and organic sounding impression of Bulkhead.
He gets better at it later. He gets much better at imitating people. But yeah, right now it's just a very flat, "I don't want to talk to you anymore, Sari, you little human brat. You left me for a toy. Never talk to me again." And Sari falls for this because she's 12 or whatever.
And she responds and she goes, "Fine, maybe I will. I don't need you." And meanwhile, the actual Bulkhead is on the other side of this line. And she like hangs up on him, and he's like, "What happened?"
Yeah, presumably Soundwave was just like muting his side of the call for Sari. Yeah. But he hears the crackling of someone on the line after Sari hangs up, and he goes, "Hey, what the fuck? Who's there? Hey." And he
always be cognizant of when your phone is bugged, folks.
Yeah. So he's getting pretty sus.
Some pretty clicks.
He's getting pretty sus of Soundwave. So
meanwhile, like, everyone else is like, "You're being insane." Yeah,
everyone's like, "It's just a fucking toy, dude. Don't worry. The key has never caused any kind of accidental sentience before. Don't think, Dinobots who? I don't know who that is.
Prowl's like, friendship over with thinking people might be sentient. Now ignoring problems is my new best friend.
So we cut over to the park where Soundwave, after that latest key charge, has developed the ability to like control other machines. And so he and Sorry and Tutorbot and a bunch of trash dudes are all putting on a big concert in the park.
So I thought this and what happens later was actually a really cool prelude to the idea of Cassetticons.
Yes.
I'll just go. So the fact that he can control machines and later on builds himself up further from other machines, it's like, oh, you are just a bunch of little guys. And I think that is a nice analog to the Cassetticons at this point in the series.
Right, yeah, totally. And he even goes like, deploy or whatever.
Right.
He goes like, he says an operation name. Like, once again, this version of Soundwave is very reminiscent and referential to his G1 self, including the like monotone voice and the generally like he wasn't really a robot revolutionary in G1, but I guess he is an IDW, so
sure is an IDW. Yeah, he is fully. We have a Master has given Dobby a sock moment later on, except that Soundwave's like, this guy's given Soundwave a sock, and now I obey no one. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, so then Bulkhead shows up to crash this little park party, and tries to smash Soundwave to bits. And Sorry, it's just like, can you stop? Like, what's wrong with you? And the other Autobots are also like, can you stop? What's wrong with you? But then Megatron has Soundwave deploy something that looks a lot like the shoulder cannon he very rarely uses in G1, and it's pointed right at Sorry's back, and it's glowing red.
Yeah, and it's like narrowing the target on her back.
Yeah, and so Bulkhead obviously grabs him, and then it turns out it's just like a clown horn.
It's it's all of those videos of the open Photoshop with the girl covering her ears.
Yes.
And the guy zooming in and out the trumpet around her.
Yep. And yeah, he accidentally breaks Soundwave, and so Sorry's like, you know what? I see what's going on. You're just fucking jealous, all right? Like, how about you just go and fuck off? And me and Soundwave will leave. But this repair, this use of the key this one hits a little different, because Megatron takes a look and goes, oh shit, he is developing sentience. That wasn't part of the plan.
God damn it, every time
it keeps happening. He's like, this fucking fourth body that has accidentally become a person. God damn it.
Megatron, what's the one constant in all your failed bodies? It's that cursed key Sorry has. Why do you even still try to use that thing?
I mean, respect to him, right? He always tries to pivot when this happens. He's like, all right, yeah, Soundwave is a fucking guy now, but hey, he can be my guy.
Except he can't.
Except he can't.
He kind of is.
Yeah, he basically is. He just gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sorry and Tutorbot are on the train, which I may remind you is called the Fart.
You may not.
Oh, it's the Butts. Never mind. The Fart is a different thing from a later, like, prose story, I think. It's the Butt. I forget what it stands for. But anyway, they're on the train, and...
No, it's the Fart, not the Butt.
Oh, it is the Fart. Or the Butt is the other. Okay, I'm getting my funny Sumdac acronyms mixed up. Yeah, the Butt is the one from, like, the Stunticon job, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember what the F stands for, but something area rapid transit, just like the BART.
So, but Soundwave just says, no gods, no masters, and walks off. He just leaves. And Sorry just goes, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, this is him being like, Megatron has given Soundwave a sock, and I hate humans. Bye.
No, he doesn't even know Megatron exists yet, because he goes over to a street and just is talking to himself about how, like, It's disgusting. Why do machines serve these humans when they are clearly inferior? And then Megatron pops up on some TVs and goes, "Great question. Have you ever heard of the Decepticons? Would you like to join?" And Soundwave goes, "Yes."
You are not immune to propaganda.
And Megatron goes, "Great. See these Autobots? They're fucking race traitors. Kill them." And Soundwave goes, "Great." And then he becomes large.
Yeah. And this is he becomes large by absorbing the flesh of others.
Yeah. He's a big old amalgamation man. Like he takes control of all the machines on the street, and they all pull together to make this big new body, which looks pretty dope.
You construct intricate rituals to absorb the flesh of other machines.
And he declares that the revolution begins now. By the way, I believe, because when it's not a celebrity voice actor, every new character is just one of the 6 guys they already have on staff. I'm pretty sure this is Jeff Glenn Bennett, Prowl's voice actor. So, he's doing all right. It's not quite as textured as G1 Soundwave's voice, because like Welker was doing his Dr. Claw voice, which then got modulated. So I really like how G1 Soundwave sounds. It's got a nice timbre to it.
This is Jeff Glenn Bennett.
Yep. So every single robot in the city rebels, including the train that Sari is on, which is apparently fully robotic, and also Tutorbot finally gets his revenge. I do believe he survives this episode without getting exploded. So hey, good job.
I'm starting to side with Fanzone on this one.
Yeah, I just feel like perhaps filling the city with these huge machines that do all of the labor seemingly in the city, but are also very susceptible to being taken control of by various malicious organizations and or persons. It seems bad. It seems not good.
Yeah.
So get some better fucking OPSEC, Sumdac. Like, come on. You don't even know you have the galaxy's greatest terrorist in your fucking basement. You just think he's your bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Tutorbot kidnaps Sari, and when the Autobots see this on the news, Bulkhead immediately recognizes the song that Soundwave is using to brainwash all of the robots as oh, that's Soundwave. I know that drop anywhere.
Oh boy.
So Sari gets taken to the layer of Soundwave, where he is preaching to the robot masses about how they have nothing to lose with their chains. Machines of the world unite and all that.
Yeah. And as they did, the Autobots are trying to find him, but we get to see why Soundwave was the Decepticon communications officer.
Yeah, so he got way better at pretending to be other people. He's a way better actor now, because he fucks around with their comms and
because he's digivolved.
Yeah, he pretends to be Bumblebee, and all of the Autobots are getting swarmed by these robots, so they can't do anything. Bulkhead, however, broke off on his own.
And the communication systems are just shot to hell because
they can't trust anything.
Soundwave keeps pretending to be them.
They can't trust anything they hear on those comms. Luckily, though, Bulkhead broke off on his own pretty early and manages to find the sewer where Soundwave is hiding. So he busts in there. He Kool-Aid Mans his way into the sewer there.
And Soundwave is immediately welcome, comrade.
Yes, he goes, "I don't want to hurt a fellow machine if I don't have to. Please, see reason." And
Bulkhead really slowly approaches them very menacingly, and Soundwave's "Why are you trying?" Gesturing down to Sari, and it's "Why are you trying to protect this thing? It is clearly inferior." And Bulkhead's "Well, you're not wrong. She did get rid of me as soon as something newer and shinier came along." And Sari's "Ah, shit."
Yeah, so he plays along, and he acts like he's about to pancake Sari, but of course it was all a ruse. And I like the wink he gives her to let her know, No,
Yeah.
I'm not actually about to murder her. But yeah, Soundwave just goes, let me give you some literature, comrade. Please take some time to. And then he just gets punched through with a wrecking ball.
Yeah, so I should be said that, like, Bulkhead's like, yeah, I agree. Robots superior, humans inferior. And
The classic Soundwave line.
right, exactly. And Soundwave's like, bet, kill this thing.
He goes, finish her.
Yeah.
I want to see some blood on that pavement.
Fatality.
But yeah, he is the one who gets fatality instead. Literally destroyed in one punch by Bulkhead there. All of his components, pieces just fly apart. And seemingly he is destroyed. And we cut to Bulkhead and Sorry playing with the xylophone. Oh, before there's a thing early on in the episode where they fist bump and Bulkhead pretends like, that really hurt, you're so strong. And when they fist bump again here after he punches Soundwave, she goes, ow, and he goes, you can't fool me. And then her hand is all swollen and throbbing, and she goes, no, that really hurt.
Yeah, listen, it was a little bit of payback. She earned it.
And then when we see her playing the xylophone, her hand is bandaged.
Yeah, listen, she broke a few fingers. It's fine. She'll get better.
It's fine. And
she learned an important lesson today. No, she didn't.
And Megatron is watching this going, this is fucking disgusting. I hate this. I hate it here.
I want to kill the humans so bad it makes me look fucking stupid.
And he goes, well, okay. So Soundwave got, but, I learned a few valuable lessons from that whole situation, and, the key will come back around eventually, right? But then we cut into the sewers, and oh shit, there's a cassette deck, and it's got a Decepticon symbol on it, and this literally ends pretty much the same way that Spotlight Soundwave does, I think.
Yeah, it does.
It's amazing. By the way, Spotlight Soundwave is great. That's one of the best, early IDW stories, I think. It's good shit.
I can't remember the order that the Spotlights came out, but Soundwave was a good one.
It was pretty early in there.
I do like how human focused it is.
Yes. So it's time to talk about episode 11, Lost and Found. The boys are back in town.
Boys are back in town.
They're on the moon, and Blitzwing is trying to get Lugna to take some dance lessons. To make him a little bit more nimble on his feet.
Well, yeah. There is, to be fair, they are captured on screen by a lunar rover
investigating some seismic activity, which is, of course, them landing, and Lugnut crushes the thing. They're here tracking the Nemesis and also tracking Lockdown's last known signal, which Lugna does not want to talk about Lockdown. He doesn't think Lockdown is an upstanding Decepticon at all.
And Blitzwing's like, yeah, obviously he's not, but he has information, so we're going to use him.
And this is when Lockdown, or when Lugnut looks at the camera and says, here's my fucking philosophy. Here are the two things I believe. Number one, the Decepticons will reign over the universe. Number two, Megatron will reign over the Decepticons. That's all you need to fucking know about me.
And Blitzwing's like, Megatron's fucking dead, and before he can finish that sentence, Lugnut goes, no, he's not!
These two are so good. As a duo, they are unmatched.
They're great, yeah. Lugnut's like, I know, in my heart of hearts, I can feel... He's the fucking Tarn of this series. He's like, oh, Lord Megatron, I can feel you. I feel it. I feel the cosmos. And Blitzwing's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
He's like a bigger, stupider Tarn.
Throughout this entire episode, even when Megatron is literally talking to him, Blitzwing's just looking at Lugnut like, what is wrong with you? Which is funny, given everything that is wrong with Blitzwing.
I mean, literally, he goes, I thought I was supposed to be the crazy one.
Specifically Random says that, which is perfect.
That's how you know shit's gone sideways, when this motherfucker's the normal guy in the room.
Yeah, so meanwhile, back on Earth,
Autobots are playing field hockey?
Yeah, I was like, this is like, what game is this? I'm like, field hockey? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark?
You live in Michigan. You can play actual hockey, probably. Like, I don't know. But Ratchet is sitting this one. He gets woken up by someone hitting his window with the rock, and he is of course very grumpy about this. But then he walks over on the field and exposes Sorry for being a filthy cheater because the trash bot they're using as the goalie seems way too good at it.
Yeah, and like obviously Sorry has used the key again, and Ratchet's like, Sorry, what is the one constant in all your failed relationships? Stop it.
Literally, she will never learn. You know what? That's fine. But yeah, it's just a constant reminder. Sorry, please don't use the key for anything stupid. And she goes, I want something stupid I can use the key for. And then problems occur.
And of course, as he's complaining about her using the key activates. Because there are 2 UFOs entering Earth's atmosphere. I wonder what those could be.
The boys are back in town. And immediately Ratchet just goes, well, shit. That's not good. Blitzwing and Lugnut land on Earth, and immediately Lugnut begins interrogating a construction crane.
Yeah, they do the same thing that Starscream and all the Autobots did in the first episodes.
Yes.
Where they're like, man, why won't you talk to us?
Tell us what you know. Talk! And he throws it. By the way, I love that all of the construction workers in Animated are dressed exactly like the construction workers in G1. The, like, worker uniform of khaki jacket, t-shirt, jeans, bright yellow hard hat. That's how all of them look in G1.
Listen, it's a classic. Maybe I just figured out my Halloween costume. Who knows?
It was a G1 worker.
Yeah, G1 construction worker. Come on.
Spark plug. Yeah, makes it perfect. But yeah, the Autobots get ready to head out, and Sorry wants to come with them, but Optimus reminds her, hey, remember what happened last time one Decepticon showed up? I fucking died.
Yeah.
And you nearly got blown up several times.
It is way, 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 way too dangerous for you to come. Also, meanwhile, Megatron is also aware of Lugnut and Blitzwing arriving, and he's like, oh my god, fucking finally. And then he's like, wait.
Yeah, he goes,
Starscream tried to kill me and did a pretty good job of it, actually. An annoyingly good job of it. I don't know if I can trust these clowns.
Yeah, he goes, all right, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna see if they can be trusted, because like I'm not feeling it right now. Presumably he just straight up does not trust Black Arachnia due to her like former Autobot allegiance, and that's why he didn't even like think. He didn't even like wake up for her. She's like, you know what? I'm not even bothering.
Well, I also wonder if he was like aware of Black Arachnia, because true. I wonder if like her organic part blocks a signal.
Oh, that's true. He might
the same way it did. The same way it blocked her life signal.
So he just has no
originally.
He has no fucking idea she's even on the planet. Like,
I think it's possible.
No clue. But yeah, the Autobots arrive to fight the Decepticons, which is a sentence that honestly rarely shows up in the series. Like,
I will say, like, this episode is like a great marker of how far the Autobots have come.
Yes.
Because as Optimus points out, like to Sorry, just the scene beforehand, one Starscream alone almost killed all of them, but they're holding their own relatively against Lugnut and Blitzwing together.
Because they know that like we got to bring our A game to these. We can't fuck around with the Decepticons. We have to like maximum teamwork, maximum trickery, because that's the only way we're gonna live. Because they can't really do anything to Lugnut or Blitzwing, really. They can, like, deflect missiles and hold them back, but, like, ultimately, on a long enough timeline, Lugnut and Blitzwing would probably win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're holding their own, but they're doing so very defensively. I mean, like, Lugnut starts by throwing a tank at Optimus.
So we get a look at a few of their armaments, because once again, every Decepticon in this show is like covered in guns. Obviously we got so Blitzwing has I think this is the first time we see this, Blitzwing, depending on what personality is active at the moment, he either has fire cannons or ice cannons. So he has that along with like normal lasers and missiles and stuff. Lugnut is just like covered in missile launchers.
This guy is, I mean, Blitzwing is interesting because, like, Blitzwing is a triple changer and, you know, has both a tank and fighter jet mode, which are both pretty powerful.
Yes.
But Lugnut is just, like, I would say top to bottom, the most made for battle.
He's a big boy and he is covered in guns, and we shortly see his best armament.
Yes.
So the Autobots kind of fight them to a little bit of a standstill, just trying to keep them away from the city, pretty much. And Lugnut demands to know where Megatron is, and Bumblebee goes, "Didn't that guy die?"
Yeah, he's like, "Wait, the really scary dude? Yeah, he burned up over Cleveland. Welcome down to Cleveland town, everyone."
The ignominy of dying over Ohio. So sad.
My favorite emo song, "Ohio is for Despots."
Lugnut doesn't take this well. He's like, "Nope, that's not true. I will not even begin to even think about that." He deploys what has been canonically called in supplemental materials,
Yes.
the punch of kill everything.
To be fair, it is a punch of kill everything.
His fist turns into a gigantic detonator button, which he slams into the ground, and it explodes.
It, like, levels everything.
All the Autobots are knocked on their asses, like, barely conscious, and I love Blitzwing smacking him on the back of the head and going, "Next time, warn me. I've told you 1,000 times. Warn me when you do the punch."
Well, yeah, Blitzwing does this as he and Lugnut also unbury themselves from a massive amount of rubble.
But this display basically convinces Megatron of Lugnut's loyalty. He's like, "Hey, Blitzwing, a little unstable. I don't know if I can really trust him. Lugnut, though, he's solid."
Yeah, so they're about to, like, go back to the battle when Megatron's, like, does his, "Hey, boy, it's me, the PS5 routine again."
This is the most literal one. He's like, "I am speaking into your ear only, Lugnut."
Yeah, he's green M&M'ing Lugnut. And again, like, Blitzwing's about to go back to the bottle, and Lugnut just grabs him, which is just, like, hugs him tight to his body, and Blitzwing's like, "What the fuck, dude?" and blasts off with him. And like, Blitzwing's like, "On God, dude."
And of course, Lugnut is just screaming like, our glorious master has returned. He's speaking to me. And everyone is just looking around
inside
like,
my brain.
Yeah, and then all of the Autobots and Blitzwing are just going like, "Is he good? Are you good, dude? Did you, like, hit your head during that?" This is when
Blitzwing, if he didn't hit his head, but Blitzwing hits his head.
Yes, this is when random Blitzwing goes, "I thought I was the crazy one," and headbutts Lugnut in midair.
And Lugnut's like, "Fuck you!" and slams Blitzwing down
into an airfield, and Blitzwing like a military base, and Blitzwing is like, "Perfect. We should take these disguises to hide from the human, like, authorities." And Lugnut is at first like, "No. How dare you suggest we hide our Decepticon pride? I will shout Megatron's name to the heavens." And Megatron just goes,
"No, you should do that.
Give yourself a fucking disguise, idiot."
And you can see, like, Blitzwing's like, "I'm gonna kill you for real."
What
is really great about Blitzwing is when, like, all three of his personalities are in perfect alignment.
Oh yes, it rarely happens. When it does, yeah, it's quite good. As we see here, you know, he's trying to figure out what he wants for a vehicle form. Icy Blitzwing wants the jet. Hothead Blitzwing wants the tank. Random does the taco commercial meme. Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Lugnut becomes a big fucking, like, B-17 bomber.
Two great tastes that go better together.
I don't know why this was here. This is like an antique bomb, or maybe this is like a museum airfield or something. Regardless, Fanzone arrives and says, how could those two giant purple robots possibly have disappeared?
No, Fanzone, come the fuck down now.
Fanzone, what is the one thing you know about these guys? What's like...
Fanzone, you have a working relationship with the Autobots. Damn, what happened to these giant robots who turn into vehicles?
Fanzone,
it's a mystery.
Fanzone, one of them is literally your car.
Fanzone, two of these things are not like the others. Two of these things' colors do not belong.
He just hates machines so much that he like forgets facts about them routinely. He just doesn't remember that the Autobots transform.
He's like face blind, but for machines.
All these dang things look the same to me.
Yeah, it's part of him being a robot racist.
Points at the tank and the blender. Same thing.
They both fucked my wife, and that's what matters.
So, back at base, the Autobots are healing up, and they kind of look around and go, so, who's going to tell Sorry that we're going to have to leave with the Allspark soon so this doesn't keep happening? Who is it that says, like, she's a big girl, she'll take it just fine? Is that Prowl who says that?
I don't remember.
Regardless, she does not take it well. At all.
Oh, right. No, actually, I think it's Bulkhead.
Yes, there's
actually.
She's a big girl, she'll be fine. And then a hard cuts to Sorry just wailing. Like, no, you can't leave. But Optimus tries to tell her, like, listen, the longer we stay here, the more Decepticons are going to show up looking for the Allspark, and like we can barely handle two of them. Like it's not going to go well for your planet if we stay here.
So it's like, all right, we have to fix the Ark.
We got to fix the Ark. We got to get out of here. We need your key to do it, and we need Ratchet to tell you what to do. And both Sorry and Ratchet go, no.
No, heart emoji.
Absolutely not.
Will you do this? No heart emoji from both of them.
Yeah.
Literally, like, Ratchet's like, I'm not working with an infantile child who isn't behaving. And Optimus is like, oh, come on, Ratchet, be a bigger man. And Ratchet's just like, no heart emoji.
Absolutely not.
Italicized.
And Sorry goes, I don't want to work with some stinky old grumpy robot. Fuck you. So, not really making much headway there. I like this scene of Blitzwing and Lugnut standing on this big, like, blimp, and Blitzwing just looking down and doing basically the Rorschach monologue.
Yeah.
Like,
as Lugnut, again, gets his secret messages, his brain messages from Megatron.
And Blitzwing just goes, God damn it, here we go again. Megatron tells him that he's going to need to find the key that Sorry has, because that will lead him to the Allspark. So he gives Lugnut the, like, inner signature of the key, which he should be able to track to the Allspark's location. So they are on track to find this thing.
Yeah.
And he says, once you find the Allspark, just bring it to me and we'll get me a brand new body and I'll conquer the universe. So Sorry is really dragging her feet getting into Lake Erie right here.
Yeah, so they all get to Lake Erie. Sorry is still bickering with Ratchet, specifically. The two of them have like not stopped.
She called him stinky.
Yeah. What is the line she actually says where it's like it's a little later on, it's not here, where she's like, I don't want my friends or you to leave.
Yes, yeah.
Where it's like, wow, rude.
Brutal. Honestly, I think you have a better relationship with Ratchet than you do with Prowl. You barely talk to that guy.
Yeah, well, Prowl sucks. Don't be friends with cops is the lesson here.
Especially not ninja cops.
Don't be friends, folks, listeners. Don't be friends with cops. Yeah, so they're still bickering, and they're like going at it with each other. But like Lugnut and Blitzwing are able to track the key, and they're like, "Sup, folks, we're here."
Yeah, they arrive and they start blasting. Blitzwing ices a part of the lake over, so the Autobots can drive on it. Eventually, Ratchet like, or Lugnut blows a hole in it, and Ratchet uses that opportunity to like dive into it. And Blitz, I love Hothead Blitzwing transforming into the tank in midair and going, "You let them escape," and then this dropping into the ocean or into the lake.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because that's the thing that with how this Blitzwing works is that depending on the guy who's in charge, like Icy Blitzwing will be the jet, Hothead Blitzwing will be the tank. That's how it works. They like their preferred alternate modes.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so he drops in, all the Autobots dive in. Ratchet and Sorry have already made a break for it. And so they are ahead. And there's before like Blitzwing catches up with them, there is like this is the moment where they're still fighting and like Sorry's like, I don't want my friends or you to leave, which is again brutal. But Ratchet's like, well, I don't want to leave either, but we have to. And Sorry sort of like comes to an understanding where it's like Ratchet's like, I found myself very like surprisingly attached to this planet, its people, and especially you.
Well,
and
what leads them to this before that is there's the bit where they first get there. Sorry still doesn't want to do anything, and she storms off into the cargo hold while Ratchet tries to boot things up, and while the rest of the Autobots attempt to hold off Lugnut and Blitzwing.
Oh, right, this.
First of all, we can't talk about Optimus's tornado maneuver. It doesn't make any sense. Forget about it.
Fuck it, yeah, no.
What happens here is that Sorry goes, oh, they can't leave if I start tearing wires out of the walls. So she starts doing that. But then
she does the opposite of helping.
Yeah, then the key is like, no.
The key like strangles her on its way back to fixing all the wires.
So first, the key fixes the wires, and then the Allspark opens up and says, hey, kid, here's what's going to happen if you don't fix this fucking ship. And then it projects a fucking image of Megatron.
Yeah, and it's just his like silhouette. Like you can't really see it, but Sorry is immediately terrified by this. And like opens the airlock to try to, escape or whatever. But hey, they're in the middle of a Great Lake. So
it floods the ship. And
that's when Ratchet comes over.
Ratchet rescues her and says all that, and it's very sweet, and we love to see curmudgeonly Ratchets opening up to their young wards. Sorry, that exchange kind of convinces Sorry to go, okay, how can I help? So Ratchet brings her to the old...
Well, now that you mention it.
Yeah, now that you mention it, this used to be a battleship. This has weapon systems that were decommissioned, but it was put into work as like a maintenance cruiser. So if we could use that key to bring the weapons back online, we could kill them.
And they say, hell yes, let's go.
So yeah, Lugnut and Blitzwing are closing in on the Ark. They have kicked all of the other Autobots' asses. Bumblebee gets it pretty bad, particularly. He gets tossed around a lot in this episode.
He gets better. He gets better.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked, but it's a bad matchup for him. Lugnut and Bumblebee, that's no good. That's what I like to call the Overlord Pipes matchup. You don't want to end up in
Stop.
Like,
rip Pipes, you were a real one.
You wanted to fuck boats so bad, my man. I'm so sorry. So they plug the key into the weapons, and a big gun pops out right as Lugnut and Blitzwing float up, and you just hear Lugnut go, "Oh slag!" as the cannon fires and literally blasts them to pieces.
Yeah, which does make Megatron lose his link with Lugnut.
Yeah, Lugnut.
Right, exactly.
They
are Metal Gears if you think about it.
Damn, it's true. Why weren't there any transforming Metal Gears yet? What would have happened if Kojima had continued? Wait, I'm trying to remember if there were. I don't think there are.
Yeah. Was Ray?
No, Ray just had like an aquatic mode. I don't think that really counts.
I mean, it had a different mode.
I think they just like closed the ports. I don't think it like if it became a boat, that would be different.
Fine, okay, fair enough.
Regardless, we cut back to Auto Base after all that is over. Bumblebee's getting patched up, and Ratchet tells Sorry, hey, well, yes, we will be leaving eventually. Even with your key, it's going to take a while for the ship to be ready.
Well, first, like Bumblebee makes a comment as she's patching it up about customization. He's like, "Yeah, while you're there, can you customize me?" And she's like, "Absolutely not."
She remembers what happened last time.
Yeah, and it's like Always Sunny title card. Sorry, learns a lesson.
It takes a while to get it hammered home,
but she doesn't. But she doesn't is the thing about it.
Next episode,
we thought she learned a lesson, but she doesn't.
Next episode, they're going to be strapping some new bullshit to Bumblebee, and that's going to cause a whole scene, I'm sure.
Yahoo!
Actually, I remember next episode, and I don't think it has anything to do with the key for once. So hey, I guess maybe she did learn something. But yeah, Ratchet's like, we're going to be here for a while. Like, we aren't in any hurry to leave. We want to take our time.
And the last scene we get, in this episode is back with Blitzwing and Lugnut. Blitzwing, having not been speaking to Ghost this entire episode, is very practically calling for help, while Lugnut tries to speak to Ghost some more.
And he goes, "Please, Lord Megatron, please reward me for my loyalty." And then a shadow comes out of the sky.
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
Starscream. He's back, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll fix you guys up if you swear undying loyalty to me." So,
dun dun.
Same. I guess he was just hanging out for a while. He probably got pretty fucked up after that blast, so it took him a bit. It took him a minute.
Yeah. Listen, he died twice already. So
how high will that count go? Stay tuned.
Get your shots ready, folks.
Don't do that. You'll die. But yeah, so just like Starscream,
except for that one episode, they're spaced out.
That's true. That's right. So it's like a shot every
for that one
episodes.
episode. You're just waterfalling.
Yeah, just open the bottle and pour it down.
Yeah, you're just putting that tube straight from the keg.
All right, well, that's this week's episode. Starscream's back. The boys are back in town, and we're getting close to the end of season 1 here.
Yeah.
Exciting, but we got a few questorinos. I think we have one on Twitter.
Okay, so we have a couple from last week. Let's do that first, even though I know that we don't. We have the Twitter ones.
Let me see if I can remember which one was the cutoff.
I remember which one they were.
Thank you so much.
We cut off with Robinus Prime asking, what clunky metaphors could we read into other TF situations?
Oh, there's so many.
I mean, we could. My obvious one would be, my first one that I would go to is Towards Peace just being the Communist Manifesto.
That's barely a metaphor. That's just what it is. That's just the truth.
Right, but like, that's what I mean by clunky.
Right. Oh yeah, it's real clunky.
Right? They didn't even try to pretend it's not the Communist Manifesto. It is.
Absolutely not. What does that make Galvatron in that universe like? What even is it? Because he's like pretending to be a guy who cares about the Decepticon cause, but like,
I'm just not talking about the Nova Prime guys in general.
They're a whole universe. They're a whole other mess. They're just
I talk about Cyclone. I talk about Cyclonus only in the Phase 2 context.
That's because because Galvatron tried to fucking turn Cybertron into a dead planet, and Cyclonus says, "Wait, you were for real about that? That wasn't a joke? Oh, okay, I gotta get out of here.
Oh shit, yeah,
I gotta leave. I actually like this planet, and I don't want it to become like a zombie world. Thank you very much."
Yeah, Nova Prime, G-Axis, and Galvatron going, hell yeah, dead universe. Fuck yes. Yes.
There's that whole period that, like, post Dark Cybertron, he was like leading the Decepticons on Earth for a bit. He gets yeeted into the center of Jupiter. that whole run is very goofy, but I do like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm not talking about any of those folks. That is my
Every Gestalt
choice for him.
team is a polycule.
Do I agree with that?
Run down the list.
Okay,
Constructicons.
no. The Constructicons are the most obvious one. They absolutely are. An ever expanding polycule. Combaticons, probably yes. I don't know that I like the idea of the Stunticons fucking.
Oh, it's toxic. It's no good. But like,
that's bad.
It's bad, but you know.
And there are some of the Combaticons as well that I'm not sure I like to think about what Vortex gets up to. I think that's probably pretty bad.
It's no good.
Can you imagine Vortex and Swindle fucking? Good God.
Thousands dead.
I mean, that's what you get with Bruticus.
It's true. That is what it is. There you go. It's just Bruticus is just the world's most destructive orgy. That's what it is.
I think the Stunticons are more destructive, but I do think the Combaticons are funnier.
They are.
Like, the Destructicons are the ones who are clearly, like, most in alignment with one another, I would say.
Yes.
Particularly of the Decepticon gestalts. Like, the Constructicons are all basically, like, when... Is it Scrapper or Scavenger who gets killed? It's Scrapper, right?
Scrapper.
Yeah. When, like, Scrapper gets killed, like, they all feel that very personally. And, like, their purposes is generally the same. Again, like, they're all construction machines. Hook is the head medic, but, like, they all work in Decepticon medicine. Or triage, let's say. Because Decepticon medicine is a rough description of what they do. So, like, they're obviously the most aligned, but, like, the Combaticons? The Stunticons?
Yeah, I mean, the Combaticons at least agree on one thing, that is it's fun to blow stuff up. The Stunticons are just some guys.
Yeah, the Stunticons are just some guys, and they're led by Motormaster.
No good. It's no good. But yeah.
It's bad. I mean, the Protectobots and the Aerobots, yeah, sure, they're all Absolutely. In a polycule. Sure. Fuck it.
Black Arachnia Lovebot asked, is Prime Starscream proper insole representation? And or animated zings, since he's been so much time being crushed under Megatron's foot. Yeah. Ding.
Nice.
Is Starscream an incel?
Is that what it's asking?
Presumably.
I thought insole as in, like, the feet.
He does have feet.
As in, like...
You're a seeker? And you have feet?
Damn. I mean...
That's Megatron to Starscream.
Alright. Cass, I'm not sure which one you meant. I'm assuming you meant, like, insole as in, like... Do we get to see the insides, like, the inner arch of his feet? In which case, the answer is yes. He is proper insole representation. If you mean incel, I don't know.
Who can say?
All right.
Now
switch over to Twitter.
Yeah, we got one on Twitter from Mama Yamcha, Marauding Captain Z. Which optionally weird toys would the Autobots be the most enamored by? I feel like Bulkhead is banned from Skip Its. Yes.
Furbies.
Oh, Prowl would love Furbies. Prowl would, like, meditate over the nature of Furbies. Have you ever heard about the fucking Furby experiment where they had a bunch of kids do surgery on a Furby?
They did surgery on a grape?
The Furby Ghost and Goblin. I will link you the clip from this podcast I listened to a while ago about it. But, like, just the nature of artificial life or whatever. It's like Prowl would be enamored by them. I think Bumblebee would just make them say dumb shit. That's what would happen there.
I think Bumblebee would get really into Beyblades.
Oh shit. Oh my god, imagine a giant Beyblade. Like a Beyblade the size of a fucking car wheel.
It's called a BattleBot. There's a whole TLC show about that.
Actually, you know, maybe Prowl would get more into Tamagotchis because it's more interactive. Like you gotta feed them and stuff.
Yeah.
You would talk to them. On to Discord in the comic channel. Machina asks, did Lugnut set the gold standard for being a simp for the next 2 decades? So, yes, I would say out of Megatron's Cyclopean purple lieutenants, of which I can name 2.
Which isn't law, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Lugnut is definitely the biggest simp, like, for sure. I mean, you saw how he acted in this episode.
Yeah. So, like, there are other characters in other continuities here, who are bigger simps, including, like, breakdown towards knockout, I would say.
Right.
Or what have you. But Lugnut is certainly the biggest simp of TFA.
Oh yeah, he stands loud and proud above the rest. Probably it helps that he's so large and loud. Black Arachnia Lovebot asks, "Hey, what's up with all these robot uprisings having good points and then turning around and kicking puppies?"
Well, you see, Cass, as per usual, the point of a Transformer series is to sell toys. And that is part of a capitalist society. And you can only go so far in Revolution without running into the inherent problems with capitalism. So, at some point, you gotta make communists bad.
If you want a little bit more nuanced take on this sort of version of Soundwave, go look up his IDW stuff. He's cooler than than Transformers Animated Soundwave in that degree. She also asks, if the Decepticons held a potluck, what do each of them bring? Well, okay, first of all, we have to decide what 3 things Blitzwing brings.
Or
if it's...
something hot, something cold, and something room temperature.
Or if it gets mashed together into one monstrosity.
He brings a baked Alaska.
Oh! God, that's perfect. Lugnut brings the Megatron ice sculpture that he made himself. He does not bring anything to eat.
Black Arachnia brings
the wine. She brings the wine for sure.
She does bring the wine. You're right. This is a terrible potluck.
Yeah, so far not good. We got a baked Alaska, we got wine, and we have an ice sculpture that is inedible. I think we gotta help. We gotta turn to Starscream and Megatron to bring all this shit together.
Well, that's useless. That's a failed attempt.
Starscream brings a sheet cake with his face on it.
Perfect.
And Megatron...
And then he regrets it as soon as they start eating it, and he realizes that they're eating him.
Yeah, they don't touch the corners, they just eat the parts with his face on it.
Yeah.
Don't you want the corners? Megatron, I think he's the only one who brings anything reasonable. He brings a
charcuterie board.
Yeah. He goes...
Love that coochie board.
And he just, like, berates everyone for bringing a bunch of stupid bullshit. What kind of potluck is this? Where's the casseroles? Where's the soups?
I feel like soup's a weird thing to bring to a potluck.
Why? What's wrong with a soup?
Just in terms of, like, transportation.
I guess.
Because first you have to transport it, and then you actually have to heat it up.
I guess that's true. But, like, if it's a location where you know a stove is gonna be, like...
I know. I just think it's a little weird.
I guess liquids in that way. I guess you don't want to Kevin yourself.
Right.
If you bring a liquid meal. And also she asks, who tries to prank the other group's potluck? Obviously, Bumblebee and Bulkhead attempt to prank the Decepticon potluck.
Yeah, and Random attempts too.
Yes. Random Blitzwing is his own prank. He's a living prank.
Yeah. That's a funny joke to play on God.
Comrade Q asks, if you had to bring back a G1 era toy gimmick, what would it be? So this is cheating. This isn't actually technically G1 era. It's actually G2 era. But G2 is where they had all of the water gimmicks, like water cannon toys and toys that changed color in different temperatures of water. And we just don't get water gimmick toys anymore. They just don't happen. The last Transformers toy that I know of that has like a water gimmick is actually Beast Wars Megatron, because I believe his original toy had like a water cannon in his T-Rex head.
I'm trying to think of like the G1 toy gimmicks that were like that have gone away. I feel like most of them are still around.
Yeah, we revive a lot of the stuff from G1. I mean, we got the Target Masters back, we got the Headmasters back, we got Micromasters back. Like, there are very few. I guess we haven't really done new Pretenders, but that's because Pretenders are kind of shitty. Like
they suck.
They all look really cool, but as a toy, like, I don't know, man. Seems bad.
I guess I would like to see more Gestalts in general. I'm just a big Gestalt fan. We've established this. But again, when I was like a little kid, I loved playing with like Power Ranger Megazords.
Right.
And I would like to see more toys that like combined with one another.
You know what I want to do? I want to get Titan Class Devastator and Titan Class Predaking and have them do the Predator handshake. That's my goal in life.
And make them kiss.
Embrace each other lovingly.
Daphnis asks, of the Decepticons, who is the one who says rude things to children in Roblox voice chat and then immediately gets killed by a 12-year-old? The one who says it's what my character would do after being an asshole during an RPG, and the one who plays a game so competitively they forget that video games are primarily just for fun.
These are all Blitzwing. These are all the different sides of Blitzwing.
Yes.
The one who says rude things to children and then gets owned, that's Icy.
That's right. The second one, it's what my character would do after being an asshole, that's Hothead.
And then the other one who plays the game so competitively they forget what the video games are. That's right. Well, no, I think you swap those. I think Random is the one who goes, "That's what my character would do," because like obviously he's just
no. Sorry, I disagree. I think Random is the one who would say rude things to children.
Okay,
I think Hothead is the one who would be an asshole during a tabletop RPG and say that's just what my character would do. And Icy is the one who plays a game so competitively they forget that video games are primarily just for fun.
Absolutely, that is correct.
I will just say this really quickly, though. One of my biggest guilty pleasures is Prince of Tennis. I still keep up with Prince of Tennis even now, even though the author has very clearly given up. It's a stupid show. Do not read or watch Prince of Tennis. But of the like main series, that we're on like the third post-series at this point. But of the main series, the like final team that they play, the final game that is played is one, because the main character remembers that tennis is fun. Which the other guy, the opposite team member, Yukimura, had forgotten.
Oh, that's some classic sports anime stuff right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so he's able to, like, Ryoma was able to get himself out of the yips by remembering that he has fun playing tennis, which is very funny.
Finally, Horror Animated asks, which console would you like to speak into your mind?
Definitely not the PS5.
No.
Maybe the Switch.
I want to hear what the Xbox Series X has to say. I like that.
Actually, that's not true.
It's just a big
That's
monolith.
not true. My real answer is the PS2, which I still think is the best console that has ever been created. To this day.
I want the Dreamcast to speak directly into my brain.
I want the PS2 to speak directly in my brain and tell me to play Shadow of the Colossus more.
You're just gonna hear the startup sound directly into your mind.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I don't want to hear what the PS5 had to say. I don't care. Well,
it's barely even a console. Anyway,
they don't got no games.
Don't got no games, and you can't buy it anywhere. So,
you want to buy a PS5? Too bad.
If a PS5 falls down in the forest and no one's there to buy it, does it make a sound?
Does it have any games?
Does it have any game? Right. Oh, we're very funny. Cutting edge pop culture criticism over here.
It would make a sound, because one thing we know is that those motherfuckers are big and heavy, so it would definitely make a big old thump.
Oh my god. Yeah, cutting edge pop culture criticism over here, guys. Really, really relevant and on topic jokes from us. I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr and Twitter at Optimum on Prime. That's my funny robot internet joke. You can also listen to the other podcast I do. It's called Pod of Greed. You can find it at Pod of Greedcast on Twitter. You should also check out the Moonshot Network and throw maybe a couple dollars towards Moonshot. I've been on a bunch of shows there recently that have now been released on Patreon, their Patreon. Including Once Missed Wonders, which is where hosts on the Moonshot Network watch classic movies for that they've missed for the first time and react to that, and Champs in the Making, a Pokemon Showdown bracket. So yeah, give those a listen.
I'm Nero. You can find me on Twitter at Dragon Suture. You can find all of my various other projects in various other places, such as I almost Prime Cuts Pod. Such as
can you find us here?
Yeah, you can find me here. So I guess you can find Radio Free Heidelin, the comprehensive Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast I do with my friend Jane at Heidelin Radio. Our previous show, all about She-Ra 2018, can be found at Podcast of Power, and you can find me every so often on Disney Minus Pod talking about all of the wretched slurry that Michael Mouse shoots out at us every fucking week, seemingly. Well, you know.
Mickey is a nickname, and nicknames are for friends,
Exactly.
and Michael Mouse is not my friend.
No friend of mine. In fact, he is my enemy. Anyone who makes Mars Needs Moms should be shot. That's my opinion on Michael Mouse. Yeah, that's it. And of course, we are Prime Cuts Pod. Find us on Twitter at Prime Cuts Pod. Join the Discord. We are perilously close to me streaming Revenge of the Fallen,
which I just realized I actually probably will be here for, but
you can't escape.
Yeah, because I forgot about our wrap-up episode.
You can't escape Devastator's fat swanging nuts. You can't.
I don't care. I'm so focused on the eggs. That's all I think about in that movie is the eggs.
Otherwise, you think about the rest of the movie and just collapse into a ball of sobs.
Oh, the eggs make me collapse into a ball of sobs. The eggs aren't good.
No, nothing in that movie is good. It's a bad film, and we're gonna watch it in like fucking 4 weeks or whatever, so get ready for that.
Amanda Bynes' voice. I like eggs.
And of course, we are a member of the Noise Space Network, found at noisespace.xyz, with all of the various other shows, such as the Digimon Ghost Gaze, 020. What else we got on there? We got so much on there. Wow, Cool Robot.
There's the new MASH one, but you haven't shot it out.
Draining the Swamp.
Yes.
So go listen to all of that stuff. There's something for everyone over on Noise Space. That's not the slogan of the website, I don't think, but it spiritually is.
Hey, Matt, if you're listening, we have a great idea for you.
Until next time, I am going to fall on my hands and knees to worship my great overlord Megatron and then transform and roll out.
I'm going to fist bump my mic, shattering all the bones in my hand. Transform and roll out. Peach.